The Milken Institute is guided by a formula that our founder developed while he was still in college. It's that prosperity. It's the intersection of human capital, social capital, and financial capital. That's our DNA.
The mission of the Milken Institute is to improve lives by advancing innovative economic and policy solutions that create jobs, widen access to capital, and enhance health.
We're independent and nonpartisan.
We have the ability to go across the aisle and around the world.
Over the past year, we've hosted events in Asia, Africa, North America, and Europe, convening thousands of leaders and framing solutions to economic challenges.
By fostering this type of collaboration, we're able to transform great ideas into action.
What's the problem in Europe is that we don't believe in the future. We really don't.
The rubber hits the road, in my view, not with Europe, not with Western Europe, but with the United States.
Africa has got huge challenges, but it's also got immense potential.
Our global conference is our premier flagship international event. In addition to pointing out the problems, we ask for panelists to try and provide solutions.
If we live in an interdependent world, we ought to be struggling for shared prosperity and shared responsibility. To do it, we will have to find common solutions.
Instead of banking institution telling people that they are not creditworthy, whether the people should tell whether the banks are people-worthy.
I would like to die on Mars, but just not on impact.
Never miss the Milken Global Conference, never do.
You can turn to your left and there's a former British Prime Minister. You turn to your right and there's one of the Fortune 500 CEOs.
I can't think of another place where you can find Nobel Prize winning scientists and CEOs of leading industrial companies and financiers and great artists.
To have an opportunity to be affiliated with an institution which has so many avenues where they're making so many significant contributions is just not available anywhere else.
Our Washington, D.C.-based Center for Financial Markets steers the policy debate away from ideology and towards practical solutions. And we do this through financial markets education, congressional testimony, briefings for Hill staff, policy roundtables that we convene.
One of our differentiating features is our ability to convene and report on something we call Financial Innovations Labs. And we find that these convenings, where active participants are able to question one another and push back on ideas, creates the solutions that are most meaningful.
We've been involved over the years in research on the economic burden of disease, on the benefits of prevention and wellness, and on the great opportunities in medical research. We look forward to expanding that work in our Center for Public Health.
FasterCures works on research process and public policy solutions to the challenges in medical research.
We do this throughout the year through events like Partnering for Cures, our TRAIN network, and our public policy work in Washington, D.C.
The Milken Institute bridges the gap between implementation and research.
The research that the Institute publishes does not just sit on a shelf. It's used by policymakers, by academics, and by people in the real world to impact people's lives.
Most importantly, the research is objective. It represents the best of what humanity represents. Ideas intended to improve the lives of every person on this planet, ideas intended to be put to use by policymakers in every country in this world.
I've been here at the Milken Institute for 15 years, and one of the things I'm most proud of is to see what this organization has done in terms of growing its footprint across the globe.
Asia is the growth story of today. The Milken Institute Asia Center, based in Singapore, is building new relationships across sectors and around the region.
We provide research and thought leadership to governments, industry, and investors as the region's markets and investment opportunities rapidly expand.
We've established our relationships in a lot of networks around the world, and now it's really looking at how do we continue to become a more and more global organization.
We've accomplished so much together, but there's so much more to do.